Hi guys, let me start with telling you a story. And a story that a lot of you will actually be able to relate to. And this is to do with our grieving process, and actually it's to do with our loved ones who are crossing over. When my grandfather was dying, he would look at the cupboard just in front of the bed, and he would reel off people or things that he saw, or people that came to see him, and my mother couldn't work it out. So I'm going to answer a question in today's video, and that question is, why do our loved ones see, when they're passing, see other loved ones coming through? And how does it happen? Why does it happen? So many people have asked this. In actual fact, when I put out a question on my private Instagram, a lot of the questions that actually came to me privately were actually about this. Why did my father see people from the other side and they couldn't work it out? So today I'm going to explain this. I'm going to answer that question for everybody when we come right back. So make sure that you stick around, because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. How do our loved ones see other loved ones from the other side when they're passing, and why does it happen, and how does it happen, when we come right back. God bless. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jock here. I am a professional medium. I am the author of Deadly Departed. If you haven't been here before, then welcome, and make sure that you subscribe. You hit the button below and the little bell, wherever it is over here somewhere, and a little bell so that you get notified when I put out videos. I try to put out videos every Sunday and answer questions from readers and answer questions from people who are interested in getting answers in regards to the afterlife, the paranormal, or things like that. And today we're actually going to be talking about our loved ones and their dying process, and how they actually see their other loved ones, or see spirit from the other side, and why that actually happens. Let me get a little bit of a drink. So we have to understand that everything is energy. Okay? Excuse me. And as everything is energy, matter is the end result of energy. Okay? Your thought, energy follows thought. Okay? So anything that you think about, that you give focus upon, can actually manifest. The matter can manifest from that. Okay? So everything is about energy. Now, in our vibration, as we are in the humanistic form on this side of life, that energy is very dense. You hear it a lot of the times when you read some of the old transcripts, or you read some of the old trance mediums of the past, or books from the past. The spirit talk about the energy being dense. And Silver Bitch used to say it was dense, it was horrible. Why actually come through to this side of life? And you can't blame them. So the energy here is very dense, it's very laden, it's kind of thick, it's like an impenetrable fog. I know in my other videos I keep saying frog. Anyway, what actually happens when our loved ones are passing, okay, when our loved ones are actually going through the process of dying, they start to vibrate at a higher rate, okay? And what actually happens is the material vibration that they have in this life is starting to fade away, okay? It is starting to reduce. It's all about speed, okay? So if you imagine that the vibration of the material world here is low, it's very low here, and so it's a heavy, thick, it's a slower vibration to those in the spirit. And so those in the spirit vibrate at a faster, higher, lighter rate. As the process of dying actually occurs, that person, that individual, is starting to throw away the physical form. The physical form is dying, and energetically, as I said at the beginning, energy follows thought. Okay, and the end process of energy would be matter, and so wherever there is, it's like the in spiritual law, basically, it's like the vibration, okay, vibrational law, or you're talking about cause and effect. That was it. Sorry, my mind was going there. Cause and effect, okay? So for every cause there is an effect. So it's the same in energy. So as energy is given focus, where energy follows thought, and then of course matter is the end result of energy. That is the process that happens, and the cause and effect of it is that wherever there's an energetic imbalance in the body, or the physical form, the biological form, there is a relationship between physical. There has to be a physical reaction to that energy. And so what actually happens in the process of dying, they're starting to lose the vibration that they had, where the material aspect is there, that the humanistic aspect of it, that's starting to go away, and the spirit is coming forward. They're starting to vibrate at a higher rate. They're beginning to move into the process where they're going to leave the physical form behind, and they're ready then to move out to the spirit. And so because they're vibrating and their spirit is starting to go, a higher vibration, they are then open. Now, in terms of what relationship to the body, it's almost like the pineal gland. The pineal gland in itself acts like a portal, if you like. It acts like that connective part between the biological function of the body to the spirit function. And so what actually happens is, as the vibration is raising and they're starting to get to that spirit vibration, the pineal gland is more open, the portal there is open more to the spirit, and so your loved ones are then able to perceive your loved ones. So if they're lying and they're going through the death process, they may see their loved ones coming through. The loved ones were probably there before, but the reality is that their vibration was not speeding up to an amount that they were able to actually perceive the spirit realm, or perceive the loved ones on the spirit side of life. So when they're shedding off their material aspect of their body, what's actually happening is they're speeding up. The vibration is speeding up, and they're getting to raise that vibration more towards the spirit. And so the pineal gland, which is the biological aspect of the human form, is acting as that energetic portal which allows the connection to the other side. And so that vibration then is raising higher, and they're able to perceive their loved ones or spirit or angels on the other side. Now, what I would be interested in, I hope that's a very simple explanation, and I hope it actually helps you, and it helps you to understand in actual fact how it happens. What I wanted to do in the comments below here, I want to hear about your stories of your loved ones who saw their loved ones as they were passing. What did they see? Did they see angels? Did they see their mother and father? What did they perceive as they were getting to that particular point of them passing? What experiences or spiritual experiences did they actually have? Now, not everybody experiences this. Obviously, people who pass through a sudden heart attack, or people who are taken from an accident, etc., they might not actually experience it at that level, okay? So these are people that are going through the dying process. They're going through the process of the humanistic form, the biological functions of the body that are closing down, and therefore the spirit, the animating force that gives us life, is basically, it's animation. That animation is coming forward, the vibration is raising higher, and so they're able to perceive the other side because their human form is dropping, and their spirit form, which is the real form, it is the real form of who they are. Remember, we are spirit having a human experience. We are not humans having a spirit experience, which means realistically we are spirit, okay? We are spirit in human form, and so our real truth is that we can perceive the other side. Our real truth is that we are spirit, that we are part of that animating force that animates everything in the universe. And so as our physical form drops off, and your loved one's physical form drops off, the vibration raises higher, the pineal gland activates even stronger, It's creating that portal, that connection to divine source or divine energy, and they're therefore able to perceive their loved ones on the other side. Very quick one today. Sunday evening's beautiful. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Please, if you've got questions, ask me below. I'm happy to answer any of them. But I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your stories about your loved ones coming through to your loved ones who are perhaps, were going through the dying process. What did they experience? What did they tell you? You see this, or you hear there's so many stories of, and I'll give you an example. I did a sitting for a family not so long ago, and in that sitting I actually said that your loved one basically sat up and pointed because they could see someone coming toward, coming for them, and they actually experienced, they said they could feel the change in the energy in the room. They could actually, in their own experience, they could feel that change. But that loved one who was getting ready to pass, the evidence that they gave us, they could actually see who was coming through. They could actually make that connection. So I want to hear, were you there with your loved ones? Did you feel something? Or what did, when your loved one was going through the dying process, did they tell you of those experiences? All these experiences help us to understand the relationship between this life and the next life. God bless, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to speak to you soon. Next Sunday, we've got another lesson and another answer coming up. Have a wonderful day or evening, wherever you are. God bless.